Is Lightning Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. I love it, so thank you very much. Today's reading is going to be any sign or multiple signs that you are in the right career, or a sign that maybe you should change your career paths. And I think of this as like a nice message for people who, I don't know, maybe you're in a corporate job or you're doing something for like a larger business or conglomerate of sorts, and you want to go in alone, or you want to try starting your own thing or branching out or doing something a little more like risky or exciting or kind of like passion driven. So that's kind of where I see this reading going. And you know what, maybe you are, if it comes up that you are in the right career, then I don't know, maybe that's an exciting thing for you to look into, like different ways you can expand within that company or that position, or ways you can grow. And yeah, the whole point of this is I want you to be as successful as possible, make as much money as possible, be as happy as you humanly can be. So let's just try to figure out, from a career standpoint, where you're at. So this should be interesting. We have 4 different tarot cards here. I'm going to take each one of these as being your signifier card for whatever pile you choose. I'm going to actually zoom in. And yeah, there are 4 different tarot decks, so each deck will, they're separate tarot decks. So I have these 4 little rocks. There was like a bag of rocks for $5, and I just picked 4 blindfolded from each bag. So if there's like a pile that particularly jumps out at you more than the others, then that's your pile. But anyway, we have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm going to do a little more zoom in on these if possible. And go ahead and pick your pile, whatever speaks to you here. Jump to the timestamp below in the comments, and that'll be your reading. So thank you so much. I look forward to reading for you. Goodbye. Hello, pile 1. Thank you so much. Yes, we are doing a reading for signs that you are either in the right or wrong career path, or should consider a new path. We're looking for signs, and this is definitely going to be around like monetary gains and kind of where you belong professionally. Okay, and of course take it with a grain of salt. So here we go. This is your tarot deck, and this is your signifier card. So I'm going to see this as like the energy that you should be holding right now. And if this isn't your current energy, then that'll be kind of like a sign that maybe you want to lean into this energy or try to find it. So we have the Tower. And the Tower is cataclysmic change, but I love the Tower card. I love it so much because to me, change is like always, well, it's always, I wouldn't say it's exciting, but I wouldn't say always. It can be very exciting. It can be very terrifying, but it's something new. It creates room for new growth, new beginnings, new starts. It allows one door to close if you've been wanting a door to close, and another one to open. So when I think of change, I always think of this opportunity for something new and positive. And I would say the way that I would interpret this, if this being your signifier card, is get ready for change. Really, that's really what I see here, is that something is actually going to change for you. So maybe you know that you've been wanting to give your notice or leave, or maybe you know that your like position or role is kind of absolving somehow, and you know this change is looming, whether you're going to be the catalyst or where it's going to be out of your hands, but you know it's going to happen. I feel like this is your energy. And to the point of a sign, if you are in a position that feels very stagnant and very devoid of change and very comfortable and easy and all those like static kind of feelings that this card is the opposite of, then I do think you're in the wrong space. If you're in a place where you're just so comfortable and you really never have a worry in the world, maybe you come to your job and you do the same thing every day or every shift, and you're not being challenged, you're not afraid you're going to lose your job because they would, I just feel like if this doesn't speak to you, it needs to, because something is either going to change or needs to change. So 2 kind of vague messages, but that's the energy of you and your career right now. And I want to see your current place, and then we're going to ask spirits for some input and some signs. So currently, let's see where you're at. I see Ace of Pentacles, the Empress, and Three of Wands. So I love everything about the Empress card. To me is it's magic, it's abundance, it's beauty, it's fertility, it's fecundity. It's all of these things that mean like just sheer and pure and wonderful abundance. So your energy right now, this Tower card does indeed speak to me, because this is absolutely a card of starting something, of jumping off, of beginning something, of having like all these tools and all the, this is like the fire and the passion that you need. Like this tells me you've been planning something. You're planning your next move. Like literally your next move has been planned by you. This is action and this is planning. So I see that you've been looking out and planning this. You've been meditating on this, like this plan. This is not, I don't think this is something that came to you yesterday. I think that you are like well on the mental kind of tide. You're riding this momentum of, yes, I'm doing this. Here's what it's going to look like. Here's my plan. And it is going to be a complete shit disturber when it happens. But you know what? That's fine. You're geared up. And because I see the Empress card, you're confident. You're not, I mean, you might be here asking like, oh, I want a sign, but really you just would love the validation, which is what you're getting in this reading. But I think even if this reading told you like you need to stay put in your job right now, you wouldn't want to hear it, and you wouldn't hear it, and you shouldn't, because it looks like you've been doing the things you need to do to create this change, to kind of completely and utterly shake things up. And I love that. And I also love that you are holding the Empress energy right now. And if you don't totally know that you're holding the Empress energy, if you're like, oh, I'm not that confident, I'm actually scared shitless, just know that this card came up for a reason. And this is a card of like, it's such a beautiful, sexy, wonderful Mother Earth card. This is such a, like a queen card. You have a lot more control, a lot more power, and there's a lot more abundance around you maybe than you realize. But I think you know this. I think you know you're in control. I think you know you've got that like bad bitch energy going on right now, and that you're doing this. Even if you are scared, you're still, I think, doing this. And yeah, this Tower card completely speaks to this. So these are definitely signs that things should be absolutely shook up in your world from a career standpoint. But I think this is exciting, and I hope this excites you, because this is a fresh start, and this is something, like I said, you've been thinking about it, you're planning it, you're working towards it. It might be more of a gut feeling than anything. You might not have any proof that this plan is going to work. But I still think it's something you've been studying and really wanting. So I was going to ask now from, okay, let's ask Spirit for a sign that you are, I want to say on the right path. And I do see your path being this path of change and shake up and renewal. So I want to ask Spirit for a sign to confirm that you're on the right path. And this is Two of Wands. And it's funny because we have the Three of Wands here. So this is definitely more action, more doing, absolutely the planning, but the like, actually, believe it or not, I'm kind of struggling for the words I would use for the Two of Wands right now. But it's like you've got your, I guess, you know, it's like there's this support there. There are these two pillars around you that are supporting you, and you know what you need to do. So this is like, the Three of Wands is more of like doing it, like you've planned it and now you're going to start actually setting out and doing it. And I think this Two of Wands in this reading tells me more like you have been thinking on this. So if your head has been spinning with thoughts of what you would do and how, with game plans, I mean, this to me is everything of like how you're going to give your notice, what that email or that conversation would look like, what the first day when you're not working for this company or in this position, what is everything going to look like? This is you absolutely planning out the future of what your actions would look like, how they'd feel, everything. If you're not holding this energy right now, you're possibly not doing the right thing. But if you are holding this space, then yes, I really think that you are doing everything right. And I'm excited, even though I don't feel like I did justice to this Two of Wands. I haven't worked with this deck in a while, and I almost always take the images of each card back to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and when I can't do that in like a flash, I sometimes pause for a moment. But I do see like the connection to all of this, and I really think that you need to be planning your next move, and not just your next move, but the move after that and after that. And yeah, I see big things for you because I see change, and that's exciting. Let that be exciting. And we've got the Empress card, of course, and the Ace of Pentacles, which is that growth, that success, that new beginning, those new business ventures. It's such a fresh start with such a positive energy to it. Not only is it a new beginning, but it's like that it's almost like a good luck card at the same time. So love this. And you're doing it, and you're thinking it, and you're acting it. So we're gonna get a gift from Spirit and input from Spirit. So I'm gonna start first with input from Spirit. This is kind of like her, like giving you some input. And this is strength. And you know, it is that fire energy. It is a card to speak to Leo. It's kind of flanked in a way by fire here. I do think this is gonna take some courage. Part of you is probably very excited and courageous and totally like fired up, and then there's probably another part of you that would love to just kind of recoil and remain in your current position because it is easy to a degree and it is consistent or whatever. So I really think this will take some complete shaking up from you, but ride it out. Use that strength. Tap into that, whatever this source of strength and energy comes from in you. Really tap into that, because I think you're going to be like checked, you're going to be challenged, and you do need that. So here's a gift from Spirit as well regarding this, and we have 5 of Cups. And what I get out of this is, if you are actually dreading the leaving, the saying goodbye to your current situation, the part of you that, if there's a moment you dread and it has to do with either officially giving your notice or parting ways or burning a bridge or something along those lines, some kind of parting around this, this gift is, look, it's not going to be as bad as you think. It's not going to be anywhere close to as bad as you think. People aren't going to judge you. They're not going to resent you. They're not going to hate you or dislike you. And honestly, I think this is a nice gift, because I think actually leaving your current position, you may feel these loyalties, you may feel these, like you need to be loyal to them and you might have very good reasons. Maybe they have given you an advance on your pay a couple times. Maybe they've promoted you multiple times because you've said you want to stay with the company for years. Like, who knows? But I really think that it's your time, and you really need to put yourself first and not worry so much about how the effect is going to fall on them or what that's going to look like for them. And this is also a gift to say it's fine. They're going to be happy for you. They're going to support you. They're going to whatever you're afraid they're going to do is not going to happen. So I love this for you. I'm like super out of breath on this reading. It happens sometimes. Okay, and I want to get, this is going to be like kind of another gift from Spirit, and this is an energy or like I'm just going to say energy or chakra kind of space you need to hold to really just get through this and do this. And we'll go with the one that clicked over, and it's determination. So determination is, obviously we know what it is. It's determination. This is like climbing that mountain. And it tells me in this one card with this little image that this is very much your reward is there waiting for you. There will absolutely be a payoff. Like you are, this is just a beautiful message that stick with it, see this through, stick it out, and there will be reward here for you. And also this is what I would call your sacral, or not sacral, solar plexus chakra, which definitely represents yellow. And that to me is your gut feeling. Like, go with your gut, let your gut drive you on this. Not the part of your gut that's scared, although listen to that, of course, but this is really like push through, do this, go with those internal feelings, which I think got you here in the first place, which seems like it's your place. So these are all signs that you should be moving on and starting something new and just like really going for it. So I hope this helps. I hope this excites you. I hope that you see, if you stay determined to this, it will truly pay off for you, and that you can ride this Empress energy and gather all your strength and just not be afraid and go for it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and let me know if any of this happens. All right, and if you enjoyed this, please do like, subscribe, comment, do all three. I would be very grateful for that feedback and interaction. Thank you. Goodbye. Hello, pile 2. This is Light and Bone Tarot, and thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. If you enjoyed this reading or other of my readings and you would interact with my channel, like, subscribe, comment, anything you do, I greatly appreciate. So thank you. This reading is signs that you are on the right career path, or that maybe you should change career paths. Maybe there's a better one for you, but it's really going to help validate, I hope validate that gut feeling, or validate the things you've already put in motion. So regarding your career. Okay. This is your signifier card. This should be your energy right now. So if your card tracks, if your energy tracks with this card, then I feel like you are on the right path. If not, we're going to consider that you should be more in line with this energy. And this energy is Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is a funny energy. I'll be honest, it's not the energy I would want from like my potential love interest, because it is very much an energy of like hot, heavy, intense. There's definitely that romantic quality where you could be like romanticizing an idea or a notion or a thought, but it's also an energy of someone who is all in. And so I'm going to tell you, there's such a passion and a drive and excitement and you couldn't stop the Knight of Wands if you wanted to. I mean, you couldn't stop them because when their ego is so huge and out of control, and I don't think that's your energy at all, but I'm just giving an example of how you're unstoppable, because your ego wouldn't let you stop right now. But not only that, you have something to prove to yourself and everyone else. It is a slightly egotistical, hot-headed, overinflated energy, but I think this is the energy of every like successful person, every tycoon, every billionaire. They've either always embody this energy or they've embodied it at one time. So if this is your vibe right now and you are like just completely on one, all you think about is how you're gonna like move forward with this idea, how you're gonna put it into motion, what you're gonna do. Maybe your friends are so tired of hearing you talk about like how successful you're gonna be or whatever, then I think you're absolutely on the right track. If you are completely uninspired, doing the same thing over and over every day, falling into this like pattern that just lacks inspiration, even if you're like jealous of other people or you're in that kind of bitter space, then I think you're absolutely in the wrong career, because this is someone who's like, I don't feel like the Five of Wands or the Knight of Wands is jealous or bitter or vindictive, because they're just thinking about how great they are and how much they're making strides and moving forward. So yeah, if this doesn't track with your energy, think about how you can make it, because I would say this is the space, according to this reading, that you're supposed to be holding. And maybe this is the shakeup you need. If you're not the Five of Wands, maybe now, like, I need to be, I'm sorry, I keep saying 5 and I absolutely mean Knight. I don't know why I keep saying 5. If you're not the Knight of Wands, you need to get there somehow, because this is your sign. Okay, I've been super out of breath on these readings, so it happens sometimes. Okay, I'm going to see your current energy, and we're just going to see if this tracks and where you're at, and yeah, get some input. So we've got the Knight of Swords, which is very similar to the Knight of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands. Okay, so I would say that right now you are, I do think you're kind of raring to go. I do think you're holding on to a lot of this Knight of Wands energy, or you're embodying this right now, because the Knight of Swords is, just almost as much as an eager beaver of the Knight of Wands, but I would like to think that they're a little bit, I think this is more action, more fire, more pure drive. I mean, the Knight of Wands would literally like charge themselves, into the most treacherous situation because they just know they can get out of it. Whereas the Knight of Swords would probably be a little more contemplative, although still very, very quick, very intense, very ready and willing to, do anything. But I guess without over-explaining it, at the risk of explaining nothing, I do think that you are you are raring to go. I almost feel like maybe you've currently left your position or you're about to leave, because this is kind of this like celebration. And I almost feel like this celebration is people congratulating you. Like you're starting something on your own. You're leaving this and you're going off to bigger and better things. Or maybe you're, I don't know, getting promoted. Or I feel like there's this, definitely this drive. You're feeling incredibly driven, incredibly ignited, like ready to hit the ground running. And I think this has you feeling very, very good. So I hope this is your current energy right now. Again, if it's not, then I do think you need to consider making changes that would bring you to this situation. But I do see you leaving something behind and moving forward with either like a new venture of your own, some kind of entrepreneurial thing, some creative endeavor, or maybe like a promotion that would take you out of, I don't know, your current colleagues. You'd move into a new group, or anyway, new team, whatever. So I just feel like there are these changes for you. It is being celebrated. You're completely excited by this, and you are also charged and ready to go, but with a little more thought and intention. This isn't purely ego driven. This isn't just you saying, look, I've got something to prove, I want to do this. There's a logical plan behind it. And this is you're starting your life here, like you're taking off. So I hope this is your current energy, and I hope if it isn't, that you can absolutely make it your current energy and kind of strive towards this, because this is a very rough blueprint for I think where you should be if you're not right now. Okay, I want to get in one card, just a flat out sign from Spirit that you should be. I'm going to go with this energy and say, yes, you should be doing this. You should be either like leaving something, starting something, kind of rushing in. Let's get this from Spirit. What's the sign? And we have the Emperor. So I like the Emperor card, although the thought of like an Emperor terrifies me. So there's always this like kind of dark side of this card to me, but this is very much like, if you feel like you are completely in control of you right now, it's your world, you're calling your shots to a point where it's actually terrifying, where everything is falling on you. This makes me think like, yes, you're going to be in charge of like your own finances, like everything's on your shoulders right now. There might not be a paycheck from anyone else coming in. This might be your whole world. If it feels like this, if it feels like you're in control of everything, then yes, I think this is a sign that you are absolutely on the right path. And if you're still like with a company and you've just been promoted or you've changed teams or something, I think this would be a sign that there's like a lot of new responsibility coming your way. Like there's a lot on your shoulders. Maybe you're managing a bunch of people. Maybe you've been promoted to a manager, a leader, a director, or something where there's just this whole next level responsibility that comes along with this. Then this tracks. So if you have not been promoted, or if you have not left a situation where you are now the sole person, if you're your only person that you can rely on, if you are the top of the food chain, then I think you might be in the wrong position or the wrong space. So yeah, let's get you to, celebrating something new, coming in hot, doing it with everything, feeling amazing, and you completely running your own show. This is where you need to be. I'm going to get inputs from Spirit and then a gift from Spirit. So input from Spirit is the World, which is an incredibly beautiful card, and a gift from Spirit, Two of Pentacles, which is interesting. So let's start with input from Spirit. This tells me you can truly have it all. There's a great magic behind this card, and I really do think this is Spirit saying that she's not going to hand it to you. It's not going to be handed to you. You're not going to win the lottery. You're not going to all of a sudden land your biggest account or client overnight. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I do think that you have so much untapped potential right now. There's so much, the world is your oyster right now. whatever that saying is. So I really think very lovely things are going to be happening for you, and your visions, whatever you want to manifest for your success, your wealth moving forward, you can absolutely attain it. So I think that is a beautiful card. And the gift to me, like the Two of Pentacles, and it's funny because if these cards were reversed, I almost feel like the end message would be the same. It would be that you can attain anything you want, but stay sharp. Like, this is going to be a dance. This is going to require a lot of your intuition. It's going to require that you stay on top of things, you stay grounded, you're always alert, you're looking out, you're checking your horizon. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of navigation that goes into this, a lot of yeah, I mean, this is going to take everything from you, and it is going to feel like you're juggling a lot of things, and it might feel like you're out of control. It might feel there's so many like metaphors I could apply to this. And again, these cards could be in completely reverse. One could be your gift and one could be the input, but this tells me that you're going to make it. Things are going to be good. There's great potential here, and it's going to be a juggling act. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some fancy footwork, whatever. But you've got this, and this is really exciting. And again, if you are in a position, whether you're employed and you just don't love your job and it's not exciting and you're not celebrating a new achievement, or if you're unemployed and you're completely uninspired right now, then you have this gift from Spirit saying if there's something you want to start, this is absolutely your time. Like, figure out what that is, get excited about it, go in hard, and I do think people are going to celebrate you, and I think you can achieve it. So here we go. This is a kind of like a gift from Spirit. This is going to be the vibe, the energy, like the chakra that we want you kind of embodying or feeling, and mystery. So what the hell is mystery? Why is this good for you right now? I don't know. Maybe this is keep your cards close. Maybe this is like a very specific message. Keep this a little, I don't know, maybe you've been like talking too much, too excited, too proud. Yeah, this is a tough one to read into. It might mean something to you. And the colors, if we move up like through the chakras, I would feel like this is more of your kind of like third eye. So I would say go with your intuition. I don't know what to say about this card, so I won't ramble about it for too long, but something to do with intuition. If you are inclined to ask for messages or signs or tap into Spirit, maybe this is a sign like, yes, do that. There might be something there that you will find answers to. But this card is truly a mystery to me right now. But I love this reading. The reading is so clear and concise to me. And I hope it tracks, and I hope that this inspires you or lights a fire under your ass, or if you're already doing it, like, I hope this makes you pat yourself on the back and say, great, I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to go harder. So, okay, good. I'm going to say goodbye. Pile 2, thank you so much. Hope to see you again. Like, subscribe, comment, do whatever feels good. Thank you. Goodbye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. We are doing a reading for basically a sign that you are in the right career, or that you need to kind of switch things up, or that changing a career path is a good move. It's really, this to me is like you're either looking for validation right now that you're doing everything right in your career, or that yes, you should drop everything and start that business, or that you've already starting that business is the right move. We'll see where this goes, but it's been good. And if you like my readings, my videos, if you would like, subscribe, comment, whatever feels comfortable, whatever you're happy doing, please do engage or interact with my channel. Okay, so this is going to be your energy right now, and this card is going to be your signifier card, and this is going to tell me, like, if you embody this card, I believe this means you're on the right path. If you don't embody this card, maybe try embodying this card. But this is where I think you should be, and we have the Two of Pentacles, and it's funny. So this to me is, the Two of Pentacles is like, I just had this card in the last reading. It's like it's a juggling act. It's fancy footwork. It's planning. It's, I almost feel like it's it's like right on the brink of change. It's where you know you're about to be bogged down, where it's like, it's almost like the quiet before the storm, or where you kind of prep for that big event. So I would say that this card tells me that you should be starting to do this dance. Whether that is the dance of like, okay, how do I polish up my resume, give my notice, and make this happen all this week? How do I actually like start this new company while finishing 6 months at my current role? How do I, put this business plan together and finish my last semester of school? Like, I just feel like this is the kind of like starting to take on multiple things, but really starting to do it. Not only thinking about it, but like, you're really starting to lay out this groundwork, because the next card to me is like you're actually doing it now. You're sharing your plan with others. You're starting to take the steps. So if and I feel like this has been somewhat a common theme for all three piles, but if you're stagnant in the sense that there's no question mark in your head right now about like, okay, I could do this and this. I could drop this and take this on. I could, talk to my boss about a raise or a new team or a new account or a new this. Like, these are questions, and this is how you're going to dance around things and manipulate things and make things happen and juggle things. And this is also that, multiple balls in the air kind of feeling. There should be a lot going on for you. You should be like at the brink of feeling very busy, and almost like in a stressed way. But the thing is, this is exciting. This is a change you want. It's a fun dance to be doing. So also there's an excitement that goes along with this card. Okay, if you're not feeling this, if you are like, if things are stagnant, if you're stuck in a routine, if you aren't feeling this excitement that comes along with this potential like stress and the dance and the juggling that goes along with that, then I think you're in the wrong frame of mind, the wrong career, the wrong place. Like, you need to put some things into action to get a little more ignited. But yeah, I see change should be on your horizon, and I see that you should be pleasantly stressed / excited. So yeah, if your world is regarding to your work right now is completely stress-free, I think that's a sign that you're in the wrong place. Okay, I want to get 3 cards to see your current situation, and this is going to kind of tell me like where you should be, I feel like. So if you're in the space of these 3 cards, I think you're in the right place. If you're not, we're going to try to get you there. Okay, so this is where I think you either are or should be. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, we have, that's funny, 2 9s. We have the 9 of Wands, and we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles is very much that kind of rich, luxurious, this could be either like you are seriously dreaming of the finer things in life and completely ready to go after attaining them. In other words, like this is the energy of someone who either is making a ton of money and loving every minute of it, or who is so focused on making this money and who knows they're going to attain this wealth and the success. Like, this to me is you're either attaining this or you are completely driven to attain it. Sorry, the 9 of Wands is a little more intense. There's kind of that weight, that burden. This tells me you're in the thick of it. You're working towards this. There's even struggle here. There's this resiliency, like you're, burning the candle at both ends. This is a card of also like being in the trenches, kind of. So, okay, we'll sum all this up in a second. 5 of Swords, definitely a little more ick behind this card, but a card that I think speaks to someone who's kind of in these other situations. This is, maybe you're dealing with some unfair situations. Maybe you've done some things that you regret, mistakes you've learned from. Maybe you've been treated in a way where you're like, I know I'll never treat anyone that way in business, or vice versa. Like, I just feel like this could be a card of kind of learning from your mistakes and encountering the real world or real things that maybe you haven't encountered before. Maybe you haven't ever encountered, like, someone shaking your hand and saying, oops, sorry, we didn't have it in writing, or something like that. It's just that kind of vibe. So this is someone who is doing it. They aren't exactly doing it. They are about to do it. They know how they're going to do it. They're dreaming of doing it. And there's more than any of the other readings, there's this absolute like drive of wealth behind this. So whatever it is you want to do, I feel like this is something that could get you a lot of money. This might be something where you're dealing with some big deals, big contracts, big things. And yeah, it might be like the kind of like long game where you have to sell this or work with this client for months and months and months, but the end payoff is so huge that it's worth it. I kind of feel like there's that kind of energy here, but I don't want to lose anyone if like maybe you just, you know, want to become a teacher, or maybe you want to, I don't know, write a book. Like that also kind of tracks. Like it could take a lot out of you, and you might have to deal with some shady publicists or ghostwriters or whatever. But there's a big payoff here. There's success. So whatever. If this tracks, good for you. You're on the right path. I don't know that I don't feel like you're necessarily absolutely killing it right now, but I think the potential is there, and I think you will kill it. I really do. Like this, I feel like I see you more clearly than the other three piles. I feel like I can see the kind of work you do, the long game to get there, the kind of people or energies or situations you might encounter that might feel a little more like shisty. I have no idea if that's a non-PC term. If it is, I'm sorry. But I don't know. I just feel like I can see your day-to-day being a little more challenging, but I think you love this. You thrive on this. This like gets you and you're into it. Again, if this isn't your energy, if none of this speaks to you, if you are like working the drive-through window somewhere, if you are doing something, and what I meant by that is like if you're doing something that you could literally do blindfolded and you aren't even thinking of how much money is out there to be made, I think you're in the wrong. I think you need to switch things up. I think it's a sign that you need to stop that and do something new. And this is all within reason. Let's say you are working at a restaurant right now, which is perfectly fine. It could be a fast food restaurant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you have to like quit this tomorrow and wait for this $1 million opportunity to fall in your lap. That's not what I mean. I feel like this is relative for everyone in their situation, but maybe it means you ask for a management position within this company, and then maybe you research how you can have your own franchise in 5 years. What would that look like? Like, I don't know. It's just kind of that like major leveling up, and with this level up, or with this kind of long plan, or whatever I see you on here, it will come with great success and wealth. So definitely worth looking into. But okay, these are your energies and your signs. And I want we're going to do 3 more cards. I want one specific card from Spirit asking for a sign. Let's show us a sign that you're on the right path. So yeah, if all this tracks, okay, let's see. What's your sign? Strength. Okay, yeah, just strength. It's a major card. How does this track to a sign? Strength is, I'm trying to think, I know the meaning of the card strength. I just am trying to think how this relate to a sign. I guess I would say if you're feeling very much empowered, if you're feeling like for maybe the first time ever or in a long time that you are like, you just trust yourself. You know you're making solid decisions. You know you're well informed. You know that like you're not rushing into this. Like if you just feel like you're so proud of yourself, and I'm sure there's things you've learned and you would do things differently if you could, you know, if you could change something about the last 5 months or 1 year pertaining to this plan you're on. Sure, maybe you change something, but in general, I think you're acting with like you're planning things out, and you're acting in the best way that you can. The word escaped me. So I guess if you feel strong and capable and confident and driven and all those things that you feel when you are truly on the right path, then yes, you're on the right path. If this card were like, you know, the devil or the tower or the moon, which is even mystery, like kind of unknown, there's a lot of cards we could have put here, probably 3/4 of the deck that would have been the opposite message. But if you feel good, if you're sleeping well at night and you're waking up and you feel charged, I mean, that's it. Like if you're just feeling like you're on top of the world, you're in control of your own life and your destiny. If you know that like right now, if someone handed you, say, $10,000, you know exactly what you would do with it, and it would be a way to invest in your future, I think you're absolutely on the right path. If someone were to hand you $10,000 right now, or I don't know, maybe 10 million is more relative to your situation, I don't know, but and you don't know what the hell you would do with it, or if you would like buy material possessions that might not really mean anything in a year, then I think you're on the wrong path. So this is, okay, we're gonna get 2 more cards. I want input from spirit and I want a gift from spirit. And this is about your journey. Like, I do see something that can make you a lot of money. I see it having to do with like something to do with sales, with contracts, with business deals, with negotiations of sorts, but I see there being a tremendous payoff, and it's fun. It requires quick thinking. It requires a lot of like, there's an intensity here. There's a level of skill that it takes to pull this off, but I think this is your place. Okay, input from spirit, we have the Ace of Swords, and then the gift from spirit is the 2 of Cups. So the Ace of Swords, or pardon me, Page of Swords. This is someone who is educated, who is well-read. This is absolute determination and eager beaver, but it's like, it's that girl next door energy, but not like necessarily the hot girl next door. It's like the good girl next door. It's like the sweet, kind girl next door that is very smart, is in all the AP classes in high school, and like speaks 5 languages. Like, I could go, but it's that it's someone who's doing everything right and playing all their cards right. There's kind of a safety piece to this. It's not necessarily adventurous, it's more cautious, but it is someone who is like, I am not gonna mess this up. So input from spirit, Page of Swords. I do think this is a little bit of a think before you act card. I think this is keep yourself as well informed and as educated as possible on this. And this might require like an upfront investment. There's a chance of that. It might require, or it might take like, 6 to 10 months or 12 months for you to actually like start seeing money coming in from this. So things have to be done exactly right. But I think this is absolutely go for it and do it, but do it smartly and do it cautiously, and think of that kind of, scared little, very smart, cautious, naive little girl that is inside of you somewhere. Think of her before you sign a contract for whatever. Okay, and the gift from spirit, 2 of Succulents, 2 of Cups. I think this is like, include your heart. I think this is her saying, yes, you do love this. This is your passion. Remember, this is your passion. Remember, you're doing this because you somehow feel like deeply connected to this, and you're connected to this. This is more than monetary at the end of the day. This is like a life plan. This is maybe a way that you support yourself, your family, your future generations, whatever. Like there's something bigger here, and I think that gift from spirit is like, you're going to love doing this as well. And this is a gift. This is something not to take for granted. And really, I just see this being very big. I see it being very lucrative. And yeah, you should be in this space. So you should, right now, if you're on the right path, you should be feeling so many things. You should be feeling stressed, inspired. You should feel like you just can't absorb enough. You can't learn enough. You should be making spreadsheets and jotting notes in your journal, before you go to bed. And like, there's so much happening here. It's all the things that I think happen to those people who set out to make a lot of money and be very successful. So yeah, whether you're going in on your own and doing something, whether I don't know, this even could be like a partnership of sorts where you start a business with someone, or it just could be like a promotion somehow to, a new position, whatever it is, it's exciting. There's a lot here for you. And it may be a slow grow. And by slow, I just mean it's not going to happen overnight or next week. It doesn't mean it's not worth, we're not talking about like a 10-year plan here, but we're talking about something that's got huge payoff and absolutely worth it. So I hope this tracks for you. And if this is what you needed to shake things up, I hope you do. Okay, let me know your feedback. I'd love to hear it. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever feels good. Thanks so much. Bye. This is Light Info and Tarot, and we are doing a reading asking for a sign that you are on the right career path, or that you should consider a change. So, and yeah, your career path could be anything right now. You could have just given your notice and opened a franchise. You could have like, who knows, we're just gonna figure out what you're doing right now. Or you could be sitting on your couch unemployed watching this and being like, oh my God, this has to change. So let's see what we can find here for your path and all that. This is your signifier card, and this is the energy you should be holding right now. So if you're holding this energy, I think you're on the right path. If you are not holding this energy, get to it. Okay, the Hierophant. Interesting, very interesting. The Hierophant is like, he's an informant. It's kind of like that higher level energy. I really have to think about this, because what does this mean if you need to be holding this energy? Wow, I am absolutely stumped. I mean, the Hierophant is honest. I think he does have, in a perfect world, I think he does have everyone's best interest in mind. I think this is someone who wants to help. I think this is someone who's gifted. I think this is someone who is like incredibly knows what they're doing and doesn't ever question that they're on the right path. So this could be like, you know, the Pope as much as it could be like Buddha. Like, this is someone who people go to because they have the information. This is a shaman. This is like, so we need to come back to this, because I don't know what this energy is for you, but I'm going to tell you what this energy isn't. This isn't someone sitting on the couch. This isn't someone who hates their job. This isn't someone who, who is unhappy or who, okay, this is absolute sheer confidence. There's so much of like a badass, no fucks, come to me, I know it all kind of energy behind this. So I don't want to spend, 10 minutes talking about what I think the Hierophant could mean for you. I'm just going to say it's pretty obvious if you don't embody those things in any way, or even a little bit, that it is a sign that maybe you're not in the right space right now. But this reading is going to get better, I promise, and something else will come of this. Okay, I want to see the energy you need to be in right now, and this is going to make up for the fact that I can't read your Hierophant card. Okay, so let's see the space you need to be in right now. We've got the Empress, which is funny and amazing. I love the Empress. There's nothing funny about it. Two of Cups and the Tower. Okay, so I said the Empress is funny because she's just two cards before the Hierophant, but right now there's so much strength, power, determination. There's so much like also goodness, but yet like holy terror wrapped up in this top line. I almost don't understand it. And it's interesting because now the Hierophant makes more sense as like there is something very, very powerful about either where you are or where you need to be. There's also something very like connected and pure and true and conscious. Whoever you are, you should be like, there is such an untapped potential here. There's a mystery, but there's also this like higher power. I don't know what this is, but like this is someone who can do anything, who is about to make something very big happen. I think this is someone who cares about other people, cares about their connections, loves the earth. I don't think this is someone who's like, developing a new pesticide. I think this is someone who is like trying to make things better, but doing it in a very extreme way. I don't know who you are, but this is like, I don't know if you're like a civil rights leader or what this is, but I do feel like there is an energy behind you or welling up within you that is very intense, that is very powerful. I think you have like a message. I think you could be a cult leader. Like, I don't know, there is something crazy here with you, but this is someone who has something to share. I'll even go so far as to say a gift. And this is very different than the other three readings. The other three readings were similar. They had different little themes and threads, and that's great. But yours is different in that, like, I think you're special in a way that you have something to share. You have something to give back. And I don't regret saying the cult leader thing, because it was like, I made a point there. I don't obviously want you to be the leader of a cult at all. Yeah, not even for a second. But I do think you have a very leadership quality. Like, people want to hear you. They want to understand you. And I guess it goes back to the Hierophant. And maybe especially in the times of hardship, people could really turn to you or see something from you. So if there is something you want to go into that has to do with like healing or helping or teaching or speaking or inspiring, something along those lines, I absolutely think you have a gift for that. And I think people want to be around you. I think you bring goodness onto others. I think you're very special. There's something very beautiful and special. And this Tower card is, I do think people find comfort in a time of need with you. You might come in and help people when they are struggling. So if you've been wanting to do something that speaks to anything I've just said, or if you want to switch up your career to go into a line of work that has something to do with this, and I feel like there's so many lines of work. This could be anyone from like who wants to work in like a religious capacity, who wants to do like something to do with motivation, coaching, teaching, psychiatry, something, or there's so many options, even like something that like a doctor or a nurse would do. There's just a next level ability to help here. So I think that is a sign. If you are not doing anything that like betters anyone else's life, I think there's a place for you to be doing that. So I won't say you're doing the wrong thing right now, but I would say you might want to consider that you have a gift. And if you were to truly tap into that gift and work into that, you might find real success. You might find your place. You might find the area you're supposed to be in. Okay, so let me get a sign from Spirit that you should be doing something in the capacity that I just spoke on. So I don't know. This is a funny pile, but I dig it. It's just very different. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands, and this is like really starting to, I think, like assess and plan and figure out what you want. This is like the first step of the action. Like, I'm going to head in this direction and I'm going to do this. So I would say, if you've been feeling kind of like there's this fire burning under you, like it's just starting to really burn, where you're like, I just feel restless. I feel like I need to start doing this. I feel like, I don't know, it can be anything from like that urge we get sometimes where we're like, I don't know why, I just need to start running, or I need to start stretching more. I need to start cooking. Like, I don't know. I just feel like if you don't feel this, you should be feeling this inspiration to start doing something. And I feel like what you're going to start doing is somehow linked to this big picture that you need to kind of work your way into. So maybe you need to start reading more about this one topic or this one area that you really think this will be your contribution to the world. There's something you need to start. And if you have been feeling completely uninspired and you have no idea what you would start because you're not thinking like this, then I do think you need to switch things up. Maybe you need to change your job. Maybe you need to start looking for another career or position or like niche or whatever. But I do feel like if you aren't getting these very like intense feelings of wanting to do something, and yeah, I can't stress enough, this want, it doesn't have to be anything to do with work. It could just be a want to like start hiking more or whatever. Okay, so enough about that. But this is a fairly vague reading, but I see a message here. The message is that like you have a gift. You're going to be pulled into a direction, into a field that maybe you aren't in right now. Maybe you've just considered it. Maybe you've had little inklings or little wants to go in that direction. Really, really open yourself up to that because there's some pretty powerful cards here. There's a powerful message here. I have nothing to tell me that this field's going to bring you any riches. I don't see anything about, I mean, the Empress is pretty, you know, it's pretty, I guess. But yeah, I feel like this is a lot of you contributing something that you've been like called to do. It's more of a calling. And you know what, maybe you have a whole job that makes you a ton of money on the side, and this is like just your contribution, your little side hustle. I don't know, but okay, I want to get an input from Spirit and a gift from Spirit about this. Okay, input is 6 of Wands, and I really had to think about that, and 3 of Cups. Okay, input and gift. Okay, so the input for 6 of Wands is you will be celebrated for this. This will be, I think this will be fun, this will be interesting, this will feel good, this will feel like you'll receive recognition, accolades, something. Like, I really think, and somehow you know what this is. Like, you know, okay, yeah, if I do this, I will get rewarded somehow. You can already see what that reward would be. And maybe you can feel how it would feel. I think you know what this is, and this is like confirmation from Spirit that if you do this, whatever this is, you're going to kind of reap some of the rewards and the benefit pretty quickly. And I hope it comes in all the forms you want it to come in, whether that's monetary, whether it's praise, respect, whatever, success, achievement. But I do think you're going to be seen for this, and it's going to feel good. And then the gift from Spirit, 3 of Cups, this is community, this is friendship, this is like under the 2 of Cups, which is, there is this sense of like, you do have, I think, an ability to help people, and I do think this is a gift, and I do think this is going to make you feel very happy, and there's going to be a sense of completion here. And I'm going to get a card of like an energy read. I'll come on this, but it's funny because I'm sure you care about money. We all care about money. Out of the 4 piles, you might care about money the least. Maybe you are independently wealthy. Maybe you have all the money you need. Maybe you don't need to make, mid 6 figures every year to be happy. Like, I think there's something to say that like this is going to make you happy, and whether this makes you buckets of money or not, this is your place. This is going to make you happy. You might be able to do it in addition to making the money. I just feel like these cards, these 2 and 3 of Cups, is kind of, you can get this where you're like, I know this is what I should be doing. And yeah, and you're on the wrong path. Well, okay, for the sake of this reading, okay, you are, let's say, on the wrong path, or you're not totally aligned with what you should be doing. If you are feeling isolated, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling out of touch, if you feel like you're not reaching anyone or connecting with anyone, if you're not feeling like you're having an impact on your environment, the people around you, the people you encounter, then I think you're doing the wrong thing right now, and you need to consider finding out whatever this message is. Here's an energy you want to be embodying. Work towards this. Try to get more of this in your world. And what is this? Okay. Trust, love. I think we could say this is like everything from throat to third eye chakra, but I would say practice trusting and practice letting people trust you. Speak the truth, speak love, speak in a way that people open up to you and trust you. There's such a vibe here of helping, of letting people in, of bringing people towards you. And maybe you're a musician and your music like heals people. Maybe there's something in like, this can still go to like the arts or something. It's your art, it's your passion, something to do with healing. You're helping people, you're making people's lives better. So I just feel like you have a calling somehow. There's a calling for you. And if you aren't feeling like you have a calling, or you have a place bigger or better than what you're doing right now, then I think you're on the wrong path and you need to shake things up somehow, because this is here for you. And yeah, and again, this is just my reading. I mean, I do think that this taps into Spirit. I do see this as like a message from Spirit, but I always say, if I haven't, take it with a grain of salt. And we all have, lives we have to live for different reasons. But I think that this is a beautiful message, and I hope it speaks to you, and I'd love to hear about it. If you would like, subscribe, comment, do all 3, or just 1. I used to say or none, but now I say or just 1. I'd really appreciate it. So thank you so much, and would love to hear from you. Goodbye.